Hagan, welcome. I'm going to get your thoughts
Hello.
after I hear what Bryce Petty says about Alabama and Texas next week. Will this be a blowout, or will it look like Ohio State Notre Dame tonight?
No, I think it's going to be a blowout. But yeah, not a chance. Yeah, I hope, but because there's going to be so much riding on this game of what's to come, and I think that
For whom?
For Texas, I think there's a certain type of, and Trevor and I talk about this all the time. There's a certain type of entitlement that most of those guys down south get when they put the burnt orange on. And I know that we as a locker room at Baylor always took that to heart. But because whether it was recruiting, camps, it didn't really matter what it was. They're just always kind of a stank to them. And I hope they go get drummed. I really do. I hope Alabama puts 80 up on them. And that's probably a little bit more biased just because of where I'm at. But
just a little.
Just a
tiny bit.
This is one of those things now. I'm telling you that if Sarkisian does not have his stuff straight, then Nick Saban's going to come into Austin and it's going to be bad.
Trevor, will Quinn Ewers be able to hold off Bama for 12 rounds and make it a kicking game in that fourth quarter?
No, absolutely not. We've talked about Quinn Ewers a lot. He has a talented arm. He has talent, period, because you know his recruiting stature. But I'm not a believer in Quinn Ewers. I thought, even tonight he was a little bit of a deer in the headlights there at the beginning. He settled in a little bit, but you come up against the Roman army, it ain't gonna happen. It's gonna be ugly, and it's gonna be ugly quick. And I think Bryce made a good point. I hope this wakes up not only the men in that locker room, in that athletic facility, but on the entire 40 acres of that campus in Austin to say, hey, man, I know we're the University of Texas. We got all the money in the world. We're very good academically, but, man, we are putting out an abysmal football program each and every year with all these resources they have. It's a wake-up call coming to Austin, and it is coming quick.
Hey, George, let me ask you this too real quick before Dagan hops in here. So you're a recruit, right? Watching this game coming up next week, knowing, hey, this is unique now because I think we saw with A&M that as soon as A&M jumped, it was like there were recruits flooded over there for the same reasons that we talked about earlier in the show. Mm-hmm. Are you watching this game going, hey, I really, my dad went to UT, mom went to UT, uncle and aunt went to UT. I'm UT through and through. Do you watch this game next week going, hey, this is either going to make or break my commitment, or do you still go with burnt orange, knowing that they're going to be in the SEC regardless?
If Texas is my biggest school, right, because everything's relative to what your kitchen table says, then, it's cool because they're in this big heavyweight battle. All the attention's here. Everybody's here. The stars are here. But I saw, and you guys might have seen this too on social media 3, 4, 5 months back, there's a 5-star wide receiver who kind of filmed and he kind of illustrated his trip at Texas. And at the end, he goes, this ain't it. All the national championship trophies are at the swimming complex. That's what they showed me. These guys don't ball like that, is what he said. And since Mac Brown left, he's not wrong. Texas is in a real difficult spot because their marketing machine is killer, but the product on the back end hasn't been. And then all the entitlement wants to make the gap work, and entitlement can't make the gap work. Yeah. Work makes the gap work. So it's going to be tough. I don't know how you're going to overcome, with the majority of your locker room still there, what happened playing the 9th or 10th best SEC team last year. And it wasn't a 2-touchdown deal. It was like a 38 or 40-point deal with Arkansas. You welcome the Roman army in. It's going to be a hell of a night until kickoff, Hack. It's going to be a hell of a day. All the burnt orange quarter vests, quarter zips, and the senator sweaters and all that stuff. And the tailgate's going to be killer until kickoff. Honestly, it still will be in the first quarter. Everybody be enjoying themselves. By halftime, it'll be a sobering experience for the record-breaking 66,000 season ticket holders. Texas broke, I think it's a national record, 66,000 ticket holders. Marketing department is doing their thing. They got Archie Manning and they got all this other stuff, but you still gotta roll them up and come out there on the arena floor. They're not going to do that with the Roman army. These guys are going to get off of steel toe boots, big lunch pails. The general's going to be out front. And he's going to point the way, and that's just really going to be it.
Hack.
Go ahead.
Hold on. All
my
right,
thing.
Hack, give your point. I got to get in here, man. We're running out of time.
Here's my thing with this. I think Texas, you guys obviously have some bias there, but at the end of the day, you got to start somewhere, right? And I think the move to the SEC for Texas was a good one because it's time to shit or get off the pot. Like, you're going to go and surround yourself against the best, and you either sink or swim. And for me, you're going to find out if Sark's the right guy from a culture standpoint, because you touched on this last year, Trevor. Like, this is deeper than the locker room and the head coach's office at Texas. This runs into administration. There's this aura that they give off. And at the end of the day, you're either going to go run into the fight or you're going to sit back and continue to just reap the benefits of the riches that you had. And ultimately your empire is going to crumble like the Roman Empire did because you got fat, lazy, and whatever. So I think it's a good move for them. I think they're pushing themselves in the right direction. And whatever happens, regardless, you're going to find out a lot about your program and see and at least give yourself some direction.
One last thought
You are
here.
Texas.
One last thought here, Dagan. If I am Steve Sarkisian, I am trying to come up with every excuse in the book to turn the recruits away that want to come to this football game.
COVID.
Oh my
outbreak.
gosh.
There's a COVID.
How bad is
outbreak.
that going to be? Hey,
Come back next week,
we're not doing a locker room visit afterwards. I would set the stage now because that is not going to be fun.